Okay, now that we have talked about the characteristics of written language and the micro skills for writing, let us talk about the types of classroom writing performance. Similarly to speaking performance, writing performance refers to the activities that teachers can have students do in the class that get students to start writing. First and foremost, we have the imitative or writing down. Assuming you are teaching the beginning level, this is especially good for the students because when they write English words or perhaps some sentences down, it helps them learn the orthography, right? The spelling of the words and some simple sentences just to help them get started to write. And I believe you have done one of these activities before when you were young, and it's dictation. Dictation is a good activity to help students practice writing down words or sentences that they hear, and that helps them with their spelling rules, right? Or just spelling of the words in general. Another type of writing performance that can be done in class is the intensive or controlled writing. Now, this kind of activity is to help students strengthen their core grammar or some language usage in their writing. So that makes it very controlled because teachers give students something to work with in order to enhance their grammar or vocabulary use. For example, you may give students a piece of paragraph with some underlined words or structures, and then students work to replace those underlined words and structures with other synonyms or other tenses, right? But obviously this limits their creativity in the writing because they are controlled. They are working with the materials provided by you as a teacher. So all they have to do is to write down something, but in the purpose of using the right or writing down the right tenses, right? Replacing the words with other synonyms. They write, but there is no creativity involved. That is what we call intensive or controlled. The sole purpose is to focus on core grammar and vocabulary use. The third writing performance that can be done in class is self-writing. Pretty self-explanatory. Self-writing is described as writing for yourself. So note-taking is a good example for that. Basically, you write for yourself to read, not for other people. So when you listen to a lecture, you start taking notes. And the notes are for you, not for anyone else. So that is basically what self-writing is. Another type of writing performance is the display writing. We talked about that in the previous video. So display writing is another writing performance that can be done in class. This basically means writing and show. That's what it is. Writing and show. So where can you write something and show it to people? When you write in an exam, a research, right, a portfolio, a reflection, and then obviously you have to show your writing to a specific audience or maybe your teacher. Therefore, students should master various techniques that are needed for a specific type of writing. So for example, if they are asked to write an argumentative essay, they should know how to write the argument essay, right? Yeah, they need to know the outline, the structure of that writing, how they start, what they do in the middle, and what they do in the end. That is what we call display writing, writing for show. Another similar type of writing performance is real writing, which can be self-explanatory too because you're writing about something that is real. So, for example, in academic, right? In academic, you may be asked to write about the real world or personal issues or maybe content. So, when you study you know, literature studies or global studies. These two subjects are based on the real world or personal issues or content. So when you are asked to write, you write about the real world. That is what we call real writing. And then we have the vocational and technical type of writing. This exists, in any core English books, general English books. So at some point in the lesson, students may be asked to write a CV, right? A cover letter, a biography, or to complete a form, right? So these types of writing are real writings because they teach students or you to know how to deal with job applications, for example. So you need to know how to write a CV in order to apply for a job. Vocational is just basically relating to jobs. If you may find these types of writings in core English subjects, right? Last but not least is personal, right? So in class, you may be asked to write something very informal, right? It could be text messages, letters, diaries, postcards, whatever these are, right? These are not formal at all. They are just everyday writing, okay? So we encounter messages, we text all the time. So these are the ways you can do, right? These are the abbreviations that people may use and all these sorts of things. Last but not least is that is all. That is all for the types of performance writing in class.